Pitchers in the league right there. It's Jessica McDonald, her and the Mill River squad, coming with a 12-0 record, taking on division rivals Bellows Falls. They have a very good pitcher themselves, and Sammy Hodgkins, and the two teams did play earlier down in Bellows Falls early in the season. It was a Mill River win. I believe the score is 3-0, very tight ball game, and I expect this to be a very tight contest. And we're getting late in softball season, and games mean so much all year long, but they really intensify here late in the season. And just the fact that Mill River is undefeated puts a little bullseye target on their back, and teams are gunning for them. You're looking at Keely Chipman, the shortstop, leading off. That was a strike for McDonald. That's a ball. Of course, Rao and McDonald. Rao's the catcher. Nikki Rao and Jessica McDonald are both juniors, so they'll be back next year to bug the league some more. That's going to be outside the ball. Brandy Bennick plays third base, has been doing an excellent job defensively. All-World Katie Ketchum's at shortstop, Chelsea Redenis at second, and Chrissy Murray is at first. And that's going to be toward the gap, and it's going to be a base hit, cut off. Desiree Gray's going to get into second base. Overthrew Redenis, backed up by Murray, and there's going to be a base hit to the left center field gap to get things going here for Bellows Falls. And it's very important to get to McDonald early. Sarah Harmon up now. She'll be the third baseman. So Bellows Falls Terriers in their very familiar, very traditional purple uniforms. They show small ball. There's a catch. Might have actually been foul tip, but it was caught by Rao, and it'll be a strike one. We'll see how aggressive on the bases Bellows Falls wants to be. They're very good athletes. They have good speed down at first base. Nikki Rao behind the plate. A very good arm, very good catcher, good accuracy. And that's going to be bunted. McDonald's going to chase it down, and they just did get her at first base. The sacrifice will work, though. As you can see, Chipman got to second base, and that was a nice job of the sacrifice. Now the pitcher, junior Sammy Hodgkins, up, looking for the game's first RBI. Now the thing about McDonald is she has strikeout capability. So even with a runner at second and less than 2 down, she's very capable of pulling out a couple strikeouts in a row. Her defense has been very good behind her this year. Ketchum's solidified. She's a senior, Katie Ketchum is, and she's really solidified that infield from that shortstop position. And that's going to be to Ketchum. It's going to be cut off by Bennick. She'll throw on the run, and she's going to be safe as she pulled off the bag. Yes, Murray came forward to make the catch and came off the bag, so the first and third. And you know what I think about first and third situations? Ideal time to send the runner on a steal from first to third. And if you throw down, they'll release the runner and send them home. And boy, this is how much pressure Mill River must be feeling as an undefeated team. Already having a meeting in the circle, getting the assignments ready. Don't be surprised to see a little small ball here. Chelsea Barber is at the plate, the right fielder. And small ball is what it's all about, being able to execute that in softball. Not saying that they're going. I mean, they could actually bunt away. They do have the corners in, but in the middle of the infield back at normal depth. The outfield extremely shallow. So with 1 out, 2 on, the pitch on the way, it's going to be right down the pipe. There's a strike. They're going to throw down, catch him, cut it off, and they'll stay at third base. I like the fact that Bellows Falls sent that runner. I mean, it's just almost a given, the stolen base. And no need to send the runner from third home and take yourself out what could be a big inning. And I don't think it's going to be a strike there. I don't think you're going to see this be a high-scoring affair. You know, it's going to be one of those 3-2, 4-3 type ball games, and everybody battling for every run. Barber waits the pitch, and McDonald will whip it in there, and that's going to be nubbed off the end of the bat for a strike. So McDonald's given up a single to the leadoff batter, Keely Chipman. Then the sacrifice laid down by Hartman, and that infield single, and runners at second, third for Bellows Falls with 1 down, and that's going to get the run in. There go to first. Redenis will get the out at first, and it'll be 1-0. Bellows Falls, very important on the road, being a team that had the long bus ride up. Get the first score of the game and kind of get your momentum going, not allow Mill River to get momentum going. So 2 out, 1 in, and Charlene Rodriguez, the left fielder, up. So Bellows Falls, a very good team already. Like I said, they play a tight ball game down in Bellows Falls against Mill River. And I don't have my schedule in front of me, but I think I have Bellows Falls, Otter Valley at Otter Valley. That should be a dandy of a game. Again, good pitching. That ball didn't get far enough away to do any damage. Good pitching always keeps you in ball games. We've seen that with McDonald, with Taryn Foster up at Otter Valley. And you're going to see it here with Sammy Hodgkins of Bellows Falls. And it's going to be a strike at the knees on a drop ball. McDonald has the fastball, the rise ball, the drop ball, the curve, the change up. And that was a good pitch right there. So she's up in a count with 2 strikes, looking for her first strike out of the game. 1 run in for Bellows Falls, scheduled for 7 on a sunny, hazy day that does say maybe showers later today. And she went to the rise ball and got it by her, but Bellows Falls with a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the first. So as we watch junior pitcher Sammy Hodgkins take her final warm-ups, I'll set the defense for you for the Bellows Falls Purple Terriers. Courtney James is the catcher. Shay Sobolowski is down at first base. Molly Chismore is at second. Keely Chipman's at shortstop. Sarah Harmon is at third. Your left fielder, Charlene Rodriguez, Carrie Records in center, and Chelsea Barber is your right fielder. And Katie Ketchum, who's been doing leadoff duties all season long, will step in there. And she's a unique leadoff hitter. She has excellent power, very strong, very fast, but she's also been able to execute some very good bunts for base hits. So we'll see what Ketchum's up to here. There's the bunt. It's a pop up, and it's going to be a strike. So they tried to lay down the bunt on the first pitch, and it'll be strike 1. 1-0 Bellows Falls in the bottom of the first. You're watching Munger Vision on PEGTV. And number 4 with her back to you with the purple uniform on is Sammy Hodgkins. And boy, that's a nice pitch. Good location, outside corner, swinging strike, 0-2 to catch him. Red Dennis is on deck, followed by Murray and then Nikki Rao in that cleanup spot. That's going to be past the catcher. He'll come out to second base, backhand, throw to first, and she's just too fast. And the ball's going to roll up the field out of play. Now it'll give Ketchum a chance to get to second base. And that's one thing about Ketchum I was talking about. It looked like a routine ground ball. It didn't have a lot of pace on it, but with her speed, it puts tremendous pressure on the defense to get rid of that ball. And they did. They hurried the throw, and it became an errant throw. Now Redennis up with the tying run at second base, and Red Dennis in her first year varsity ball trying to lay down the bunt. It's caught, and that's going to be an out. The runner can't advance. And both bunt attempts by the Mill River players. Remember, Ketchum tried it on the first pitch. Chrissy Murray up now. Both bunt attempts have been up in the air, so they're not getting down on top of the ball, and that's going to be a strike. Maybe not. I thought it was. I think Milt didn't call it a strike. So Murray, who found her hitting stroke on the doubleheader against Woodstock, hoping to continue that trend here with some base hits. And boy, that was nice. Looked like it was a drop ball and a throw over to third. She's going to be safe. I overshot the play because she's so fast, but Ketchum just had a walking lead, and everybody kind of forgot about her. And she ends up at third base. Now the significance of that is the wild pitcher a pass ball, and she can try to score from third base. There's the ball inside. So Hodgkins, a little bit of a pickle here in the first inning. He's got a runner at third and just 1 down. Murray and Rao. Murray's at the plate, Rao on deck, and that is a good pitch, swinging strike, and that's a big out right there. That's the second out. First strikeout of the game for Hodgkins. Now Rao up. McDonald will be on deck if Nikki Rao can extend this inning, but she's been hitting the ball very well all season long. She'll take that first pitch for a strike. Again, it is muggy, warm. There is a slight breeze blowing. Nothing will affect play right now. And one thing I like about Hodgkins, she's catching and firing right now. She's got a nice pace going. Not a lot of waiting around between pitches. She'll be around the plate, just like McDonald. She'll be all around the plate in the strike zone. Oh, could have been a changeup right there. It was a she snaps her wrist over the top of the ball. I noticed that when she was warming up. But good athlete. I remember covering her in basketball season. Good little point guard. And that could be the inning. It's on the infield, and it's going to be caught, and he'll strand a runner at third, and Bellows Falls will hold on to that 1-0 lead going into the second inning of play. As we get set for the top of the second, that ball's going to be put down the first baseline, foul for a strike. And I should tell you who's leading off. This is going to be Missy Atwood. She's the DP today. She's hitting for Carrie Records, so it's going to be Atwood, Molly Chismore, who helped on that last out. She was the second baseman, and Courtney James. And that's a good pitch. That one was just right down the pipe for a strike. 0-2 the count to the leadoff batter, Atwood. Top of the second, Bellows Falls at the plate in the purple uniforms. Over electing. I've seen them wear all different color uniforms this year. They got their red on today. And yeah, trying to take her up and out of the strike zone with a high fastball, rise ball, and she didn't offer at it. That'll be ball one. 1-2 the count to Atwood. Couple hits in that first inning, and they're able to score. It's going to be off from the glove of the pitcher. So McDonald will get it to Redenis and then over to Murray, and they will have the first out. Now they have Bellows Falls has done a nice job of making contact, getting the bat on the ball. Molly Chismore up, number 5. Second baseman. Like I said, the out that ended the inning, that stranded the runner at third base for Mill River, it was Chismore who made the first part of that play defensively. And yep, called a strike. Right at the belt, right at the waist. And again, it's Bennick at third defensively, Ketchum at short, Redenis at second, and Murray at first. And Rao with the catch there. She's the catcher behind the plate. And McDonald with the fastball. She's up in the count 0-2. And she went after the rise ball, and that time, you don't have a lot of time to think about it. That you have 4 or 5 tenths of a second. That's coming in quick, and that rise ball explodes up and out, and she'll chase it. 2 down, second strikeout of the game. 1 in the first inning, 1 in the second for Jessica McDonald, and Courtney James up. First time at the plate. And there'll be a strike called. Your outfield has Kayla Plouffe, Andrea Chambers, and Desiree Gray out there. And McDonald finding a rhythm here, catching and firing herself, just like her counterpart did in that first inning, Sammy Hodgkins. That's going to be out of play. Okay, McDonald will be around the plate. She averages less than 1 walk per game. Can't remember her hitting a batter this year. And if you're a hitting team, you'll like to hit against her because she's going to be right around that power zone, strike zone, that hittable zone all day long. She does have good junk. She has the fastball. Like I said, she's really got the rise ball, drop ball, change up, curve ball. Got her 2 strikeouts, and that was a good inning for McDonald and Mill River. It'll be 1-0. Bellows Falls going into the bottom of the second. So Bellows Falls, pitcher in a circle, Sammy Hodgkins all set. Be looking at her opposing pitcher today. Jessica McDonald will be leading off for Mill River, followed by Andrea Chambers and Kayla Plouffe. River stranded Katie Ketchum at third base in the first, and that pitch will be outside just a tad bit. McDonald with 3 strikeouts already recorded in the ball game. And 1 strikeout so far after 1 inning work by Hodgkins. I'll tell you what, that's going to be playable and caught. Tracked down and caught out there by number 8, Chelsea Barber. And again, at 12-0, Mill River, and I've seen other teams in all sports, all genders, it's fun to think you're undefeated until you get late in the season, 3/4 of the way through it, and you're undefeated, and all of a sudden you start to think too much about it, and then there becomes a little pressure to be behind, and then the other teams all come and see that undefeated record, and they're like, "Ooh, this is big. We gotta knock this team off." Chambers up, first time for the center fielder. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta correct myself here and figure out what's going on. That's McDonald back at the plate. Okay, so the ball was caught in out of play territory, so it's just a strike. So on her second chance, she'll get a single to center field. So McDonald, see, I can't see the chalk lines over there. I'm not elevated when I shoot. I'm shooting from ground level. So McDonald will have a base hit. So now Andrea Chambers will be up, and they'll have a courtesy runner come in. It looks like Fenner. It will be Catherine Fenner coming in to run for the pitcher, McDonald. So Mill River, correct myself here, has a runner at first base on the McDonald single. Fenner will be the courtesy runner, and now it will be Chambers with Plouffe on deck. Down the umpire asked the batter to step out and wait a second, as he didn't have his bookwork done for the courtesy runner, and he didn't have his face mask on, and that's going to be a nice stop behind the plate. Runner will go down and be there. Fenner will put herself in scoring position at second base for the Minutemen. They find themselves down 1-0 on their home field. They haven't been down, I can't really recall all the games, but I can't remember them being down late in the ball game that often this year. Yeah, we're going to have a little conference. Now, I'm not sure if there was a sign missed or a strategy meeting, but they're going to have Bellows Falls get together in a circle and talk to their head coach, Bill Fry. I think that's his name. I wrote it down. Pete Fry. I'm apologizing for that. It's Pete Fry, the head coach, out talking in a circle to his team, and I'll tell you the defensive lineup. Courtney James and Sammy Hodgkins make up the battery. Shea Sobolowski is number 33 and plays first base. Molly Chisholmore is at second. Keely Chipman is at short. Sarah Harmon's at third. And the outfield has Charlene Rodriguez, Carrie Record, and Chelsea Barber. And this is a very extended meeting between pitcher Hodgkins and the head coach, and I'll tell you, I can only speculate as to what they're talking about. They're not in a bad portion of the order. They have Chambers, Plouffe, and Gray due up. Runner at second is Fenner, and looks like we're set to go back and play some softball. Again, you're watching Munger Vision on PEGTV, and that is a great-looking pitch. Cut down and in, and just handcuffed Chambers, and it's a swinging strike one. Remember, Mill River did strand a runner at third base in the first. They got a runner at second with nobody down right now. Fenner with outstanding speed. They show small ball. She pulled the bat back, pitch elevated up out of the strike zone. Runner stayed at second base. So a lot happening with the end result. Nothing really got done there except the ball in the count. Now Mill River, that's a missed strike. They've attempted 2 bunts today. One was a pop-up caught for an out, and the other one was popped up and just out of the catcher's reach. So it could come down. We have good teams facing each other to who can execute the simple things like the small ball, the bunt. And she will go down, and that's going to be the second strikeout of the ball game for Sammy Hodgkins. Now Kayla Plouffe up with 1 out. I still don't think it's a bad deal to try to bunt. Plouffe, though, has been hitting the ball extremely well, especially lately. And, of course, Hodgkins, a quality pitcher. You know, I put Hodgkins right up. She's like a junior. She's going to be she's a very good pitcher now, but next year as a senior, she's going to be one of those people that you'll be hearing an awful lot about dominating the league. There's a strike called. So Mill River trying to capitalize on that leadoff single by Jessica McDonald. And boy, that's working nice. That pitch is in boys baseball, that would be called a cut action pitch, and she's getting that same action on it here in softball. So 2 strikes to Plouffe with Desiree Gray on deck. Like I said, this could become a nail biter. It was a very close game down in Bellows Falls. And that's going to be a pass ball, and that's going to allow Fenner to go to third base. Kind of came inside. It looked to be catchable. Got by Courtney James, and that allows the runner to go down to third. My book unofficial, but I go past ball there. It certainly didn't look like a wild pitch, and that's going to be fisted foul. Good job with 2 strikes of just being defensive enough to get the bat on the ball and stay alive. Kayla Plouffe, you might recall, had an outstanding varsity soccer season this past year for Coach Randy Chadburn and the Minutemen this past, well, the most recent fall. Boy, good eye right there. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes, but that was a good job of laying off that pitch. Now, a lot of players earlier in this game have swung at that particular pitch right there. That outfield playing straight away. Strike 3 looking. Yeah, great job of coming back. Back-to-back strikeouts. Runner at third. 2 down now. 3 strikeouts in the game for Sammy Hodgkins. And she's going to be looking at the left fielder, Desiree Gray. Brandy Bennick, the third baseman, on deck for Mill River. They bring that perfect 12-0 record in, and a good stop by Courtney James. Might have kept a run from scoring right there. This, with any outs, 1 out or 2 outs or no outs, this is a pressure situation for the catcher. Keep the ball in front of you, keep the ball in play. That was definitely a changeup that she held on to just a tad bit too long, and it floated on her. So Mill River trying not to strand another runner at third like they did in the first. That's going to be out play, swinging strike or the backstop, and it'll become 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Now they're playing even with the bags at first and third. I don't know how adventurous they'd want to be with laying down a bunt here, but they'll swing away. That's going to be picked up by third, throw to first, and that's going to be it. That 1-0 lead will be maintained by Bellows Falls, and that's 2 innings in a row they've been able to strand a runner at third base. 1-0 Bellows Falls. Mill River's Jessica McDonald has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters she has faced. she has not issued a walk, and she's going to be looking at Shea Sobolewski, the first baseman, then the top of the order due up. And right there for a strike. And again, for the most part, she has been pitching from ahead in the count, as is her trademark. And boy, just good old-fashioned heat right there. It elevated. It was a rise ball. 0-2 the count to Sobolewski, the first baseman for Bellows Falls. Now, that's exactly what the Pete Fry, the head coach, was talking about. He said you've had, to his teammates in the dugout, he said you've had 3 strikeouts in the game so far, and they've all been swinging strikes at a ball out of the strike zone. Don't help McDonald out. Well, right there she went up and out of the strike zone with an 0-2 count. Foul tip, caught by Nikki Rao. Oh, that is tough to do, I'll tell you what. Now she struck out 4 of the last 5, 3 strikeouts in a row. On the top of the order, Keely Chipman, who scored the game's only run and had a single. See if she wants to lay down a bunt from the left side of the box. Nope, she'll be watching that. She didn't indicate any small ball there, and that'll be out of the strike zone for a ball. And Bennick in very tight at the corner at third base, and Murray down at first, even with the bag, especially with that left-handed hitter up. And there's a strike right at the waist. 1-1 the count, and a 1-0 game in the top of the third. And I knew it, zip right along. And McDonald, like I said, she's really found her rhythm late in the first inning. Got it. Swinging strike again. Looking for her 4th strikeout in a row. It'd be Chipman, Hartman, and Hodgkins for Bellows Falls. Oh, just missed. Gotta tell you though, with 2 strikes, that's an awful tough pitch to watch. That's some awful good eyes, or got a little lucky. That's fisted up, and caught by Desiree Gray. Good. You know what that was? Just good communications by the Mill River players, because there were 3 of them right in the neighborhood. And you never want to see anybody get hurt, especially ran into. That hurts. I'm just getting my book caught up. And Sarah Harmon, she laid down a beautiful sacrifice. Now, it was her ability to execute the small ball and a strike called there that actually led to the run that scored. It put the runner in scoring position for the single. Or the little infield dinker that got the ball around. That's Murray with the catch, and that's going to be another quick inning of work for McDonald and Mill River. They'll come up in the bottom of the third, trailing by 1. Sammy Hodgkins with 3 strikeouts in the ball game. She'll go to work against the number 9 hitter, Brandy Bennick, and then top of the order with Ketchum and Rodenis. So obviously Bennick's first chance to get up here and take a look at the Bellows Falls pitcher, junior Sammy Hodgkins. Well, I knew this was going to be a dandy of a game today. That's why I was hoping the weather would hold off. The showers they're predicting, and that's going to be ball 1. Again, I'll go through that defensive lineup for you for Bellows Falls in just a second. There's a strike. 1-1 to count, but down at first base is Shea Sobolewski. Molly Chismore's at second. Keely Chipman's at short, and Sarah Harmon, your shortstop. Courtney James behind the dish. And we'll set that outfield up for you in just a second. This is Munger Vision on Channel 15, PEGTV. You got Charlene Rodriguez, Kerry Record, and Chelsea Barber in the outfield. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. And we're just underway in the bottom of the third. The 12-0 Minutemen down 1-0 to the 5-3 Bellows Falls squad. And that'll be ball 3. So the first, unofficially, because I don't have a scoreboard to go by and I don't keep balls and strikes in the book, but I have this as a first 3-ball count by Hodgkins. And boy, that's the answer right there to get back even with the count. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Then she just went right back to the pure fastball right there. Bennick's had some timely hits this year for Mill River, and good discipline right there. She laid off the pitch, and she will become the first walk. And both teams obviously have good athletes, but they're both blessed with speed, and they have both shown that they'll be aggressive on the base pass. Ketchum up now. She had a single, ended up at third base, couldn't get her home in the first inning. Tying run at first, she'll show bump, pulls the ball back, and that's going to get the runner over to second. As the catcher had a little problem handling the ball in the transfer from the glove to the hand. And now, would they keep the bunt on here, or they let Ketchum swing away? She's going to get the runner over to third. That's going to be Chismore to first, and they'll have it. They'll get the runner over to third with less than 2 outs. So that went Chismore to Sobolewski. And now Redenis up. She tried to lay down a bunt, remember, and she popped up in foul territory to the catcher, Courtney James, who made the catch. Now Mill River's been in this situation twice already, runner at third, and they could not bring the runner home. Tying run down at third with just 1 down. They need contact made. Redenis and then Murray on deck for Mill River. And really what you want to do, remember Bellows Falls scored by just making contact on a little slow ground ball to second base. I got the runner home from third, and that's what you're looking for here, is just contact. Hopefully to the right side of the field, and then give the runner a chance to get home. And Redenis will skip back, jump a little rope, and that'll be a ball. So Hodgkins, like I said, really good composure. Talked to her before the game very briefly, but very impressed with her. Very bright, very articulate. You can tell by her performance in a circle that she has a passion for this, wants to do well. And she's looking for a big pitch right here to Redenis. And that is going to be, just out of the reach of Sobolewski. So Redenis got to stay defensive with the bat, put the bat on the ball, foul off those strike 3 possibilities. You can see some really good pitching matchup this year. You know, I went up to Otter Valley, did Foster against McDonald or Mill River against Otter Valley. I got this game here, Hodgkins against McDonald today. I've got the rematch with Foster coming down with Otter Valley, and oh boy, Hodgkins wanted that call. It was just inside. Just a whisker off the pace. She's got 3 strikeouts, 1 in the first, 2 in the second. She's got 1 out here on a ground ball to second base, and Sammy Hodgkins will get the ball. She's going to come home, and that's a tag play, and she's safe. Yeah, that's a tag play. It's not a force out. And just that little bit of a bobble on the ball back up the middle was just all that Bennick needed to score. We're tied up at 1. And Redenis will reach on a fielder's choice, and now Chrissy Murray up. She struck out the first time up, and I do believe it was swinging. So third time is a charmer. The third time Mill River's had a runner at third base, and this time they're able to get her home. And in a 1-1 game, I think, like I told you, runs are going to be like liquid gold today. They're going to be hard to get. So Murray with a runner at first, Redenis with good speed, and she's going. She's heading down, and they're going to, they would have had her. The ball popped out on a tag try. I don't know if the contact popped the ball free, but it came out of the glove of Keely Chipman. Yeah, they're appealing to placing that she left early. And the umpire said, no, had it under control, and play will stand, runner at second base. So Murray with the go-ahead run at second for Mill River, and Hodgkins with the 1 out here and 1 run in. We're in the third. Bellows Falls grabbed a 1-0 lead in the first inning, and one thing Mill River is doing here the second time through, getting her second look at Sammy Hodgkins, is they're taking a few more pitches, making her throw a few more pitches here. And by doing so, those borderline pitches that are real close to being strikes, they're not going after them, so that they're getting ahead in the count from the hitting perspective. Wind up the pitch, and that's going to be over the dugout, out of play for a strike. So Hodgkins, good pitch, fouled off. Good job by the hitter, Murray. Like I said, in that double header recently against Woodstock, Murray had 4 hits. And again, she's a good hitter. She was just kind of struggling a tad bit early on, and that will be a foul ball. The runner will head back to second. That's for Dennis right there, coming in your picture at second. You know, a lot of these players, too, they'll be hitting by a couple more games by the end of the season, because remember the terrible spring we had. The players couldn't get outside for scrimmages or practices, and a lot of the early games were postponed. And it's just really completely different hitting against a pitching machine in the gym. Seriously. Anybody will tell you that. So Murray battling Hodgkins here, and that's going to be good. Another good pitch and another good foul ball. Yeah, she's making her throw some pitches here, and again, Sammy Hodgkins got some quality stuff from that circle. Good pitcher, real good pitcher. And that could be playable. Oh, that was a tough catch. Would have been an over-the-shoulder catch. Dennis will end up and hold up at third base. You see Coach McDonald. And now goes a base hit right there for Murray. So she'll be 1 for 2 today. And again, you don't have to hit the ball a mile to get a base hit. That was just in the right place. And now with 1 out, 2 on, Nikki Rao up. She popped up to second base. Chisholmore, I believe, made the catch. And this is why I really enjoy going to the Mill River, to West Rutland, to MSJ, up to Otter Valley, because not only do you get to see the local teams, and there goes the runner, and they'll concede the base as Murray will pull up with no throw. But you get to see the other teams who are really good that aren't in the air. Like Bellows Falls is about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half ride possibly. But now you get to see them, you know. We've seen Fairhaven, even though they're about just a 15, 20-minute ride tops. But you know, got to see their club, and they're a good club. And you know, and I love softball. Believe me, it's one of my most favorite sports to cover. But you get to see all the other competition that when come playoff time or tournament time, you're familiar with them. And that is up there and out of play for a strike. Rouse had a couple home runs this year, and like I said, she's only a junior. They'll have to put up with her again next year in the league. So with 2 strikes, Rouse hitting now, and McDonald on deck. She's had a single, McDonald has. Runners at second and third, 1 out, 1 in, 1-1 to score. We're in the bottom of the third. Ralph steps out. She'd actually asked for the count. And the windup, and that's a shot, and that's going to be knocked down by Chisholmore. She'll get the out. The runner will score, but what a play. Where is she? Number 5, Chisholmore right there. Great reaction, staying with the ball. Nice job. She'll get the second out. Dennis will come in for the second run. Murray will go to third. And McDonald, like I said, had a very powerfully hit single. Courtesy runner came in for Fenner. And Mill River now has broken through with 2 runs to take a 2-1 lead over Bellows Falls. That's put into play. Shortstop going to come home, and I don't understand that with 2 down. Yeah, and they're going to throw down to second base, and the runner's going to be safe. McDonald very smartly watched the play in front of her. And the only reason, and I'm not criticizing at all, is the third out would have been to throw to first base and get the runner instead of coming home. So McDonald will reach on the fielder's choice, and I'll bring up Andrea Chambers, who struck out. So just a little breakdown there in judgment on what to do by the shortstop, Chipman, and that leads to another Mill River run. So it's 3-1 Mill River. And Hodgkins got to do what all good pitchers do. You got to kind of put it behind you, shake it off, go out there. You got good control. You've thrown some nice pitches. Take care of the third out yourself right here. You've already had 1 strikeout of Chambers. Go right after and get the third out yourself. Fenner has come in to run for McDonald again for Mill River, and that is a dead ball. It hit Chambers. She came a little bit too far inside. They'll put runners at first and second and bring up Kayla Plouffe. She's also the 8th hitter to come to the plate this inning for Mill River. Plouffe struck out back in the second. We're in the bottom of the third. Munger Vision bringing you Mill River softball on PEGTV channel 15. And Hodgkins, again, same advice. The third out's at the plate. Go get her. And she'll get that outside corner this time. Good job by Courtney James, the catcher, of receiving the ball and sliding it ever so gently back into the strike zone, framing the pitch so that she'll get the call. And right there, 0-2, very quickly in the count. So after stranding a couple runners at third in the first 2 innings, Mill River with 3 runs so far here, and the table set for a couple more RBIs with a base hit. Plouffe with Gray on deck. Plouffe, well, I tell you, that's a defensive swing to stay alive with 2 strikes. Ball was elevated, a rise ball, and she went up after it, but made contact, and she'll just get another swing here. What they're doing right now is chasing down some of the foul balls. There's been a lot of them here, and the umpire's out of balls there. He's got to get his See him chase him down here. They'll reload him, umpire up to give Hodgkins a new ball. We'll be set to go. And that outfield has Rodriguez, Record, and Barber defensively out there. Sobolewski, Chisholmore, Chipman, and Harmon on the infield. James behind the plate, and Hodgkins in the circle. And that bat will be Plouffe for Mill River. And boy, she held up this time. That one was a tad bit too far out of the strike zone to chase it. Mill River in another NBL matchup here, a Class B or Division II, whatever you want to call it. And boy, racking up the wins, trying to get that home playoff game. And is it playable? Is it playable? No. It's on the dugout roof. The bad part was the catcher tripped, I believe, over her mask. I was lucky that had become a turned ankle or something. Could have been the bat, but after all that, it'll be just a foul ball strike. Don't forget, June 19th starts American Legion Post 31 baseball action on Munger Vision on PEGTV. That's good baseball. Gonna have a good team this year again. That's gonna be a foul ball, and then again, doing a nice job with those two strikes and making contact, making Hodgkins throw some pitches here. She did tell me, Hodgkins, that she goes the distance, you know. She is the pitcher. She's thrown a lot of pitches this inning. And boy, she took a little something off the pitch and had Plouffe out in front of it, but she held back long as she could and got a piece of it and fouled it off. 3 runs in. There's been a couple errors this inning that have hurt Bellows Falls. There's the strikeout. That'll end the inning 3-1 and 4 strikeouts now for number 4 out there in the circle. Jessica McDonald has been very good all season long of protecting the lead once her teammates give it to her, but she's looking at the heart of the order. The number 3, number 4, number 5 hitters, Sammy Hodgkins, Chelsea Barber, and Charlene Rodriguez do up. Hodgkins had a single, an infield single, her only time up, getting her second look through the order here at McDonald. That was too far inside. Hodgkins jumped back, ball 1. And against Murray, Chrissy Murray at first base defensively. Chelsea Redenis is at second. Katie Ketchum's at short. And Brandy Bennick at third base. And that is strike 1. 1-1 to count. In a 3-1 game, 3-1 game, Mill River has come from behind that 1 run, taking the lead. Hodgkins with contact, and caught by Plouffe. Nice job of just fading to the gap and making a catch by Plouffe. McDonald had a 1-2-3 second, a 1-2-3 fourth. She only faced 5 batters in the first, so she's been very efficient as usual. 4 strikeouts to this point in the ball game, and a big swing and a miss, or a big swing and a foul ball. Apologize for that. That's Chelsea Barber, who grounded out to Chelsea Redenis, a second base, up for the second time with Rodriguez on deck. There was a spell, the last 2 hitters in the second and the first batter of the third, where McDonald had 3 strikeouts in a row. That was a good pitch right there, fouled off. Nikki Rao behind the plate. And we're going to have a break here as McDonald, not tying her shoes, she was rubbing the ball up. She might have, pitches are very, no, not, well, they are superstitious, but they're finicky. And they have seams, they want certain seams, and there's going to be a 1-3 ground out, and again, she's just cruising along now. Again, the Bellows Falls run, I really credit to the fact that they executed small ball on that sacrifice. And the fact they're able to make contact with a runner at third base to get her home. There's a strike call. This is Rodriguez. She struck out back in the first for Bellows Falls. The thing about Bellows Falls, though, too, their pitcher Hodgkins will keep them in the ballgame in a position to win it. That's going to be deep in the hole from Ketchum to first to Murray, and a 6-3 ground out, and another 1-2-3 inning for Mill River. That's 3 in a row now for the Minutemen. And a very belated congratulations to Mill River head coach Shirley Brusso, picking up her 300th career victory as a coach against Woodstock, and that is quite a feat. Those are hard to come by. That's a long time being involved in the game, helping out all these young players, all these students, passion for the game, love of the game, love coaching and teaching. But congratulations, Coach Brusso. Desiree Gray up, she grounded out to the third baseman. Her only time up was Sarah Harmon over there at third. I said, Hodgkins with 4 strikeouts to this point in the ball game, just the 1 walk. She gave up 3 runs, all in the third. 3-1 Mill River, and a pitch on the way from Hodgkins. A little change of pace there, but on this high and outside. Gray, Bennick, and then top of the order, Ketchum. The 3 due up. If they get to a 4th hitter, it'll be Redenis. Mill River with some big wins in Division I. They defeated MAU, Mount Anthony. They also defeated Rutland. Then they got a big road win in their own division against Otter Valley, who's now won, at this point, 8 in a row. So that's the next game I have here from Mill River, is Otter Valley with an 8-game winning streak taking on Mill River. And that'll be foul down the first baseline. Oh, that first game was a dandy when I went to Otter Valley. I just wish I'd gone to center field and taped instead behind the chain link fence, but hey, live and learn. I'll know to go to center field and shoot the shot you see right here looking in. So Desiree Gray. Yeah, we'll get the second walk of the game, and like I pointed out the last inning, Mill River made just smallest of adjustments, might be the biggest of things. They're not going after those borderline pitches. They are right on the edge of being a strike. They're making her throw pitches. Now Bennick up. Bennick walked and scored in the 3rd inning. There goes the runner, the throw down, and she is going to be safe. Throw was on the third base side of the bag, and that's what caught just that few extra seconds to reach over, get the ball, and bring the tag back is what gave the base runner Gray just enough time to slide in there ahead of the tag. So Bennick, with a runner in second base, will take strike right there. I tell you, Hodgkins has been impressed that she's got good velocity, somewhere in the mid-50s, decent control, and the 4 pitches she throws, she seems to have, pretty good command of them. Oh, that's a good pitch. That's a nasty pitch right there. That's pretty sweet to have something like that and be able to throw it. And oh, that was strike 3 on Bennick. Okay, I lost track of that. So that's the first out. Bennick will strike out. Now Ketchum up. She has singled and she has grounded out to second base. She has started off her last 2 at-bats by showing bunt. This time she did not give the indication she was going to square, and that rise ball elevated out of the strike zone for ball 1. Ketchum with a ton of power. She could hit me out here in center field. She gets a hold of one. That's on the fist. It's on the fist, and it's going to be over the backstop and out of play. And Ketchum will pick the bat back up, the senior shortstop. One again, like I said before, and I meant it seriously, one of the best athletes to ever graduate from Mill River. Soccer, basketball, softball. Good bunt, excellent bunt. One play, and that's the first, and they'll just get her. So the sacrifice works. Almost became a base hit. That time she really exaggerated getting on top of the ball. So with 2 down, I'll bring up Redenis. She's popped up to the catcher trying to bunt, and then she reached on the fielder's choice and scored. Of course, the key here, the runner at third. No wild pitches, no pass balls. I'd never be shocked in softball, especially to see a bunt right here. Especially with the third baseman, Sarah Harmon, playing way back. She's even with the bag at third. And Redenis with a big rip right there in the miss for a strike. So Bellows falls for 3 of the 4 innings, trying to keep a Mill River runner at third base, not allow him to score. Now step in, get set, and they're good to go. So Redenis with contact, foul ball. I heard the umpire that time. Like I said, I'm shooting from ground level, so I really can't see the chalk lines over there. But Milt did it. I believe that's Milt behind the plate. Looks like him. He hollered out nice and loud so I could hear him. And it looks like Craig Pettis doing the bases, but it's been a very well umpired game from behind the plate and in the field. That's going to be the third. Foul ball. I'll tell you what, foul ball or not, Harmon with a backhand snag. That was pretty impressive to watch fielding right there. Runner Gray will go back to third base on the foul ball, and then Redenis will step back in. Batter's box gets set, the right-handed hitter. Chrissy Murray is the on-deck hitter if Redenis can get on base here. That's a little slow hit ground ball to Chisholmore to first. That's the inning, and they'll strand the runner at third. We'll say 3-1 Mill River. So we're getting into the late innings. We're in the fifth, and McDonald's going to be looking at Missy Atwood, the DP. She grounded out 1-4-3. Remember, it was deflected from McDonald to Redenis and then picked up and thrown to Murray. Bellows Falls, only run coming in the first inning, and that's a, again, her eyes ball, handcuffed her, and she'll swing for the strike. McDonald, that's going to be hit over to Bennick. She'll scoop, she'll fire, looks high, and Murray came down and couldn't get her toe on the bag. So that'll be the leadoff batter on, as Bennick's throw left her hand high, stayed high. Murray did a nice job of not allowing the ball going out of play, which will allow the runner to go to second. But unofficially, I'll go E5 on that play. McDonald had retired 11 in a row, and that's going to be a foul ball. See how Rao let it go foul, then picked her right up so that had no chance to come back into fair of territory. That will send Atwood back to first and bring Molly Chisholmore back to the plate. Chisholmore struck out in the second. And again, McDonald fields her position extremely well. They show bunt and foul ball. Yep, 0-2 now. Now, it's not an automatic thing with 2 strikes to take the bunt off, even though if you attempt to bunt and foul it off on a 3rd strike, boom, you're gone. So Chisholmore in the hole. They'll just miss. Royale down to first, safe. What a throw and what a tag. Atwood just did beat it back. I think too a lot of it is because she's got to be about 5'10", 5'11", just that little extra height. Seriously, the length gave her a chance to just get back ahead of the throw. But Rao, like I told you, she is good behind the plate for Mill River. That was high. Yeah, that one was an easy one to call. That'll be a ball. So the leadoff runner got on via the air. And that's going to be up and over and out of play. So McDonald here in the 5th, trying to not let that leadoff hitter getting on hurt Mill River. They got the 3-1 lead. Good stop by Rao. Full count. So McDonald, who hasn't issued a walk yet. See what she'll come back with here. 4 pitch. Now she came back inside. It's going to be picked up by Plouffe. She'll throw to first and get the out. That's a 9-3 out, and you see a lot of that in softball because they play so shallow on the outfield. So they do move the runner along to second, but they are also have the 9-3 out. Courtney James up, the catcher. She struck out back in the second. Again, the game just flying along here. It's pitchers and defense ruling. And McDonald will have to wait as James stepped out. Got called down third base by the head coach, Pete Fry. And he wants to get the sign down. He knows this is critical. There's still a lot of ball game left. You're only in the 5th, scheduled for 7. If you want to, I know there's 1 down, but if you want to sacrifice that runner over, take away the swing. And he's showing bunt, but could it be a slap play? No, she's actually trying to bunt, and Rao just missed it. A slap play, in case you don't know, it's where you show bunt, and then when the pitch is in the motion of being delivered, you pull the bat back and take a full cut at it. The advantage of that is you've got the corners drawn way in deep, and the element of surprise, maybe, I don't know. But that's a foul ball bunt. Nice pitch. Nobody covered the bag. Yeah, Bennick just realized that they're behind her, and that's just a straight old steal, and that's big. Because that changes the whole complexion now of what you can do with 1 out here. If the runner is at second and you bunt and got her to third, and you got 2 outs. But now with the runner at third and you bunt, she can come home and score. She's already at third. You don't need to worry about, or a pass ball, wild pitch, deep enough fly ball, or a single or whatever. Oh, great pitch. Oh boy. If it was outside, it had to be by a whisker, and Courtney James living around the edge of the 2-strike call. You got a lot of oohs and ahs from Mill Riverside. And that's going to be dropping in. No, she caught it, but the run will I'm not sure why she didn't come home from third base. She stayed at third right there. Because with all the action, don't forget, Redenis is, now I probably missed that play because I thought the ball was going to go to the outfielder. But Sobolewski up, she struck out in the last at bat. That's a ball. But Redenis' momentum was carrying her to right field. By the time she organized herself, turned, and fired, I can't believe that Atwood wouldn't have scored. And that's a big swing and a foul ball straight back. So Bellows Falls try not to pull a Mill River here and leave a runner at third base with less than 2 down. It was an error that led to the play as Redenis will pick it up, throw to first. Murray will take it out, and they are. They're going to maintain that 3-1 lead over Bellows Falls going into the bottom of the 5th. So in the bottom of the 5th, Sammy Hodgkin's assignment becomes very clear. She's down, her team is down 2 runs, 3-1. Is keep the deficit where it is. Don't give up any more runs here. Defense has got to tighten up behind her, and that pitch is going to be a little bit outside for a ball. She's going to be looking at Chrissy Murray, Nikki Rao, and Jessica McDonald. So she's in the top part of the order right now. As Murray has struck out and singled and scored. And a good pitch and a good job of framing it by the catcher and a strike called. 1-1 to count. That's Courtney James behind the plate. Check swing foul into the Bellows Falls dugout for strike 2. So Murray playing a very good first base as usual today. She's very, very steady defensively for Mill River. And boy, just good old-fashioned heat will send Murray down on strikes for the 2nd time today to lead off the 5th inning. And now Nikki Rao up. She's popped up to second base where Chisholmore made the catch, and then she's grounded out to Chisholmore. But she's also got an RBI, and that pitch came inside too far for a ball. Record, Barber, and Rodriguez, the outfield for Bellows Falls. Sobolewski, Chisholmore, Chipman, and Harmon on the infield. And a strike called on that outside corner. She's been living on that outside corner, Hodgkins has. She's been very consistent. She's got 6 strikeouts, and that's going to be up the middle, a base hit. And Rao will take the turn and be at second base with 1 down. Good hit. Good job keeping her head on the ball. She drove through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 strikeouts in the game, and now McDonald up. McDonald with the bat back, and see if she comes to the bunt formation. No. There goes the runner to throw down, and nice backup by the center fielder. Record will keep the ball close enough so that the runner only will go from second to third. And again, we've seen this from Mill River all season long. It was actually a great catch and release by Courtney James behind the plate. She really looked like Thurman Munster, the old Yankee catcher. She just barely caught it and threw sidearm just to deliver it. So runner in scoring position in Rao and McDonald looking to increase that lead with a base hit. We'll get underneath it. Gonna be popped up, gonna be caught, runner's going nowhere. Good job by the pitcher and the defense there to get the big out. That she made contact, but couldn't advance the runner. So 2 down now. Andrea Chambers up. She has struck out and been hit by a pitch. And that is a ball. I don't know if they might try a little small ball here with Chambers, but she'll look down. She leads in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Right down the pipe for strike 1. That'll even things up now. And the outfield again straight up. Playing straight up and relatively shallow. And then strike 2, and again, where's it? That outside corner. And tell you what, Hodgkins done a nice job of seeing the target, hitting the target. Yeah, and good pitchers do that. Don't throw a meatball, take a little bit out of the strike zone, see if you get the hitter to chase. And Chambers, to her credit, good discipline right there, didn't go up after that high pitch. And that is a great job with 2 strikes. Very defensive swing, inside-outside swing, but she will stay alive and get another chance here. See another pitch. And what they've called right now is time for the base runner. Rao reached down, tied her cleats up. She says she's happy. Chambers, and then Plouffe is on deck. 3-1 Mill River. And that's going to be the 7th strikeout in the inning. Strands the runner. We'll go to the 6th with Mill River up. 3-1. So Bellows Falls about where they want to be. Top of the order with Chipman up. Batting from that left side. And there's a strike call. Nice location too, outside and low. Yeah, if you're down a couple runs on the road, you're in a ball game. You know, you're right. You're not being blown out. You're right there. And I believe they're going to appeal. Did she check her swing? Yes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, Chipman, Harmon, Hodgkins with Barber hitting that number 4 spot. And down to just 6 outs left. We're in the top of the 6th, scheduled for 7. Munger Vision on PEGTV channel 15, and that's a good pitch. But out of strike. A little bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Chipman singled and scored the only run of the game for Bellows Falls. And that's going to be to Ketchum, to Murray, and 1 down. Ketchum has just been so consistent all year from that shortstop position. She's done a very good job of anchoring that infield defensively. Harmon up. She had a sacrifice bunt and then popped up to Chrissy Murray at first base. So there's 1 down, nobody on for Bellows Falls. And they scored their only run back in the 1st. They had a runner on 3rd the last inning, but couldn't bring her home. Missy Atwood got on. And that's going to be fouled straight back and hit a couple fans back there who weren't paying attention. They're watching the baseball game over there. Yeah, I unofficially have McDonald for no walks, 4 strikeouts, couple of hits. She'd been cruising. She only faced 5 hitters in the 1st inning, then 3 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th. So she really hasn't wasted a lot of time here. She's very efficient, very good. That's going to be a little bit outside. So with nobody on base, 1 down, it's a 3-ball count. McDonald asked for the count, received the count. Now she'll step back onto the rubber and deliver a fastball down the middle of the plate. Fouled off, full count. I believe that's what he's saying, full count. Hodgkins is on deck for Bellows Falls. And now it must be a full count. So again, it's hard to run the camera, commentate, and keep the book and keep the count accurate. And I can't hear the umpire all the time out here. So that's going to be out of play. The only difference here is it didn't hit anybody watching the baseball game on the other field. It's not quite as much fun. So McDonald, she's a workhorse. She throws a lot of innings. She is the pitcher for Mill River. That will be her 1st walk of the ball game. Puts a very fast runner too down at 2nd base. Hodgkins up. She has singled and flied out to right field. Again, Hodgkin, a good athlete, but also has a lot of speed. So a bunt isn't always not going to end up with just sacrifice. You might get a base hit out of it. She's swinging away, and that's going to be a foul ball. But again, Bellows Falls down just 2 runs. We're in the 6th, and they're right near the top. They're in the number 2 spot in their 3 spot in their order. And that's going to be at least nobody. I was going to say at least 1, and a couple bobbles as went by Redenis and bobbled by Chambers, and Bellows Falls with something cooking here. 1st and 2nd, and just 1 out. Chelsea Barber up. She's grounded out to 2nd base and grounded out to the pitcher. Yeah, so she's made contact. Now, if the ball's on the infield and it's an iffy play to get a double play or get the lead runner, then definitely get the 2nd out at first base. That'd be my first choice anyways, but a lot of it is situational. I mean, if the ball's ripped down to Bennett and she can go touch the bag and throw to first, she's got a double play. But other than that, you're looking for outs right now. I know there's runners at 1st and 2nd, but the power of the pitcher dictates the situations. Because say if they get a ground ball and they go to first, get the out, that's 2 down. Runners move up to second and third. McDonald can take care of that. She's got that type of control and that type of command out there. Rodriguez is the on-deck hitter for Bellows Falls, who've got a threat here in the 6th, down 2, 3-1 Mill River. Just a nice job. All right, there's what I'm talking about. McDonald just took it into her own hands, elevated the rise ball, and got her 5th strikeout at a nice time. 2 outs now with 2 on, and Rodriguez up. She struck out in the 1st and grounded out to shortstop. Yeah, now definitely ground ball, go to 1st, unless you're standing at the bag and it's hit to you. Oh, that catcher's mask and padding or not, when you get a foul ball off the face mask as a catcher, that makes your ears ring. And like all good catchers, you see Nikki Rao never flinched, never made it look like she heard it or nothing. Good stop, good stop. Nope. They're dancing around and nope. Runner got indecisive, Harmon did, and probably made a good decision not to try for third base because Bellows Falls, again, even with 2 outs, they've got a threat right now. They scored their only run in the 1st. They had a runner on as far as 3rd the last inning, and here they've got 2 runners on in the 6th. And they'll fade inside. Except with Rodriguez at the plate. Bellows Falls with the tying run at first base. That's going to be to Ketchum. She tagged the runner going by to make sure she didn't. Katie Ketchum with the tag will end the inning. They'll strand 2, stays 3-1 Mill River going into the bottom of the 6th. So Sammy Hodgkins takes her final warm-up and throw down. I'll tell you a couple changes out there. At shortstop, Sydney Dorr has gone to number 17 for Bellows Falls. And then we have a new right fielder, Brooke LaCroix, out there, number 3. They have moved Barber over to center field. You're going to be looking at Kayla Plouffe, Desiree Gray, and Brandy Bennick to up here for Mill River. All 3 of the runs coming in the 3rd inning. They made some defensive plays late in the game with runners in scoring position to keep the lead. That's going to be hit over to first, and 1 hit, 1 down. Or 1 pitch, 1 hit, 1 down. That's quick work. That was a tag play by Sobolowski. She tagged the bag, and that was it. Desiree Gray up. She's grounded out to 3rd and walked. And left, they brought well, I want to make sure I saw what I saw. Because that could have been a foul ball. I turned my back on the play. Yeah, you know what it was? That was not a ground out. That ball was foul. It was picked up by the 3rd baseman. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count now to Plouffe. And that happens. Yeah, I'm old. I'm senile. I'm kind of goofy. I'm not the brightest guy. But from where I position, sometimes I miss the play. And then I'd put my head down to do my book work when I thought it was an out. And that's going to be up and out of play. So Plouffe is still at bat with a 2-strike count in the bottom of the 6th, and the Minutemen up by 2, 3-1. Sammy Hodgkins in the circle has struck out 7. And Plouffe is retired now on that swinging strike on the rise ball. 8 strikeouts, and they get that leadoff batter off, and now it should be Desiree Gray up. And if it is, she is grounded out to 3rd and walked. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that is number 19, Desiree Gray. Mill River looking to win number 13 in a row if they can pull off this victory today over Bellows Falls. Bellows Falls have dropped to 5-4. Honor Valley at 8-2, winners of 8 games in a row. And also, the next game I have down here at Mill River. Now, I know we're tape delayed, so it's, time I tell you come on down and enjoy the game, it's going to have been played. But stay tuned for Channel 15, and you can watch the game on Channel 15. And it's going to be fouled back out of plate, strike 2. Again, the umpire has done a nice job in the field behind the plate, but he's out of balls right now, and they're going on chasing down some of these foul balls. So they get the action resumed. Brandy Bennick is the on-deck hitter, and then top of the order will be Ketchum. If Mill River can secure this one. You got to wonder if 13th victory going against their rivals is a superstitious number or a lucky number for them. And that looks to be playable on the infield. Chisholm, more! Got to get away from her. And that's going to be Gray on first base with 1 out. Again, no real breeze today to speak of as far as really harassing the fielders. And now Bennick up, see if they'll send Gray on the steal. Mill River, when they do get base runners, have been very aggressive and very good about moving those runners up with the good old-fashioned steal. So Bennick digs in from the right side. There goes the runner. Here comes the throw, and oh, they would have had her. She hasn't got to the bag yet. There she goes. Well, there did become a stolen base eventually. I like aggressive base running, whether it's baseball or softball. I just think it really adds to your arsenal. Put that kind of pressure on the defense. So Bennick, with a run down at second base, looks down to Coach Gary McDonald at third, gets the sign, and will step back. Pitch too far inside, called a ball. Can I invite you, as always, to watch Sports Beat on Channel 15. It's been on a long time. We're on 337 episodes. I am. Oh, that could do it. That could do it. That's going to get the runner to third. There's a throw to first. They'll get the out, and the runner will move up to third base. So Gray will go over to third base. And the coach, Peter Fry, telling his group there at Bellows Falls, 2 down, plays to first. Oh, but Sports Beat is on Monday nights at 4:30, Tuesday nights at 5:30, and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. And wow, let that one go by. But the more impressive play is Courtney Jeans going up and grabbing hold of that, so it won't become a wild pitch, and give that runner a chance to come home from third. Dennis is on deck. Last time up, Ketchum laid down a nice sacrifice fly. That's going to drop in. That's going to be an RBI, and Ketchum. Yeah, doing what she's supposed to do. On top of that order, make contact, and she did. She drove the run in. Now make it 4-1 now as Gray comes home. That'll be the second base hit for Ketchum Day. Now Dennis up. She grounded out 4-3 her last time up. The throw down, nope. See Ketchum get up, look around, throws backed up out there by Barber, but again, Ketchum and Mill River staying on fire on those base paths. So Dennis needing contact here. 4-1 Mill River in the bottom of the 6th over Bellows Falls. There's the pass ball, and Ketchum will go in standing up to third base. Again, that's just puts more pressure on that pitcher-catcher combination now with the runner at third, 2 outs or not. Now you can't give up another wild pitcher pass ball. Remember, it was Ketchum that scored the game's only run up in Otter Valley. She hit a double, stole third, and came home on a little ground ball, hit back to the pitcher. That pitch out of the strike zone for a ball. Long look in by Hodgkins. The target set up on the inside corner, and the pitch will be beautiful. Hodgkins has been very impressive in the circle today. She's pitched well, and her team's still in it. They're only down 3 runs, which that's going to be a swing and a miss. She's got 8 strikeouts to this point in the ball game. A strikeout here would end the inning. So Hodgkins and Dennis. As Hodgkins waiting on Dennis to step into the box. She does, and the pitch on the way. That's going to be past the shortstop and an error, and a run will come in. And Dennis, again, that's what you want to do. Just make contact and make the defense make a play, because you never really are sure what's going to happen out there. And Dennis will have Ketchum come home with the 5th run. Oh, I better check. 3, 4, 5 runs. I'm sorry, 5-1 now. My mistake. Chrissy Murray up. She struck out twice and singled. Throw. It's not going to be there. Again, it was on the third base bag of the plate, of the throw down at second. It was on the third base side. Just had a little extra time to reach across and make the sweep tag is enough to get Dennis in there. the base popped free, and they're going to try to reassemble the base here. So Mill River with 2 runs in the 6th to extend the lead to 5-1. And again, Hodgkins, it's easier said than done. But she's pitched extremely well. There's been some errors made behind her that have cost Bellows Falls some unearned runs, but she's got to just kind of bear down and get the out here. She'll reach. Chisholmore will make the catch, and Bellows Falls coming up in the top of the 7th, down 5-1. So Jessica McDonald with another stellar performance, trying to close it out and get win number 13 in a row for Mill River. And she's going to be looking at Missy Atwood, who reached on an error her last time up. 5 strikeouts in the game for McDonald. She's had a game this year where she has struck out 16. But she does what you want her to do. She's always around the plate. She doesn't issue a lot of walks. She doesn't hit batters. She doesn't give up a lot of big hits like doubles and triples. It's a foul ball. Now she keeps her team in there. She's very controlled. She'll move the defenses around. She's very inspirational in the dugout. And if she's got to ring them up, she can go out there and fire away and ring them up. Atwood, Chisholmore, and James do up for Bellows Falls. Oh, nice pitch. That'll make it a 2-strike count now as Mill River. Next opponent is Otter Valley on Munger Vision. And that's going to be a foul ball. I was wondering, because I know Bellows Falls is a very good opponent, and that Bellows Falls and Mill River already played a tight ball game. But there is that tendency to kind of look ahead in the schedule, and Mill River did not do that today. They took care of what they had to do today. And I'm waiting for the umpire. Foul ball. This time I wasn't premature and hollered base hit or anything. I waited until Craig made the sign, and it's a foul ball, and I'll send the runner back into the box. McDonald will get back in the circle. They retrieve the foul ball, and you know what? We're good to go. Well, no, there we go. They chased down another errant ball and got even back to the home base umpire. So Atwood, who's grounded out, reached on an error, looking to get a rally started in the 7th inning for Bellows Falls. McDonald will flip, and they'll get her. That's a 1-3 ground out, and again, you see McDonald, how well she fields her position. So 1 out here in the 7th for the Minutemen. Chisholmore struck out and grounded out to McDonald. Tyler Chisholmore has played very well defensively on that second base position. That's going to be down to catch him. She'll scoop, set, fire, and off the bag. Murray did a nice job over at first to come off from the bag. A lot of first basemen think they've got to just be, glued to the bag, married to the bag, but she came off the bag to keep the ball from going out of play, which gave the runner second base. So she keeps runner at first, and now Courtney James up. She has struck out and popped up to second base. And she's been busy behind the plate. She's the catcher. She's had a lot of people running down to second base today, so she's got her arm worked out. And that'll be out of play. Yep, boom. As it lands for a foul ball strike. So McDonald, as you can see, doesn't really ever appear to be rattled out there. Another foul tip caught by Rao. That's 2 today. This is for strike 2. One of them was for strike 3. And then Shea Sobolowski is on deck for Bellows Falls. Whoa. See McDonald give a little hop there. She wanted that one. She went outside corner like her counterpart Hodgkins did today, but she didn't get the call there. And same spot, same result, another ball. 5-1, Mill River. They had a 3-run third and a 2-run 6. Bellows Falls with that 1 run back in the first. And I don't believe, it's going to go beyond the backstop. And somebody made a catch with their hat, and I'll tell you what, that could become the play of the game. That's using your head or your hat. So McDonald taking a little time to walk around and get her composure. Looks in, gets set, finds the target. And that's a little chopper, and it's going to be a tough play. It's a long throw, and she'll bobble, and she's safe there. Murray gets the ball, keeps it in front of her, and Bellows falls. Runners at first and second. All you got to do is just hit it in the right place, and that's what's happening right there. And I believe it's a Mill River timeout. Coach Gary McDonald is going to come out and talk to his defensive group out there. Of course, that's his daughter, Jessica. That's the pitcher. But they have one down, runners at first and second. One's on an error, one's on an infield hit, and now is Shea Sobolowski up. She struck out in the third, grounded out to Rodenis in the fifth, and then the top of the order coming up. 5-1, the Minutemen. Okay, and Coach Brousseau with the good advice. Anything hit to you, make sure you get the out. Don't worry about the lead runner, unless it's hit to third base. Don't worry about, just get an out. That's the important thing. So after the timeout, the conversation, McDonald just waits for the umpire. I believe there was a courtesy runner that came in. There's some paperwork being done by the home base umpire, and that usually means there's been a switch somewhere. That will be a foul ball. That'll put McDonald up 0-1 in the count. And again, she's done a very, very, very good job of pitching from ahead in the count for just about the entire day. The pitch, and that's going to be hit. Oh, through everybody. That could clear the bases. They went by Rodenis and it went by the outfielder, and they're going to score one and hold up. They're going to hold up, not run themselves out of a big inning. Yeah, it got by Plouffe in right field after it got by Rodenis, so some real harmless-looking balls being hit here, returning into problems. So Chisamore scores. James goes to third. Sobolowski ends up at second. And this is getting interesting now. Chipman up. So it's 5-2, and she represents the tying run at the plate. So things are cruising along, and all of a sudden Mill River is making a few mistakes defensively. And that's a ball, came in high. Chipman has walked. Now she hasn't. She has singled and scored, flied out to left field, and then grounded out to shortstop. Yeah, there's been 2 errors committed this inning. 1 runs in so far, but runners at second and third with just the 1 down. There's a strike. Atwood started the inning off by grounding out to McDonald. 5-2, Mill River. Pitch on the way. Slices foul. Again, Bellows Falls, a very good team. They're a team that I definitely wouldn't want to have to mess around with in the playoffs. Pitch coming in. Oh, nice pitch. Big time for a strikeout. Strikeout number 6. And also the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Sarah Harmon, who's had a sacrifice bunt, grounded out to first base, and then walked. I believe she was the only walk issued in the ballgame, yes. So 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 out away from their 13th consecutive win this year, and will keep them undefeated. Great pitch. Great location, great pitch. So McDonald reached back and got a little extra garlic sauce on that pitch. We'll look in. Rouse sets up outside, and that pitch came inside, but hey, she'll like the results. Strike 2 on the swing by Harmon, so the crowd and the dugout for Mill River up in Hootin' and Holler, and they're looking for a strikeout in the ball game. 6 strikeouts, 5-2 the score, and good night, McDonald with a strikeout to end the game and in the threat. It'll be a 5-2 Mill River win over a very good Bellows Falls squad. Victory number 301 for Coach Shirley Brousseau. Not all in the same season, it took her a while, but the 13th win in a row for Mill River this year. So I'm Jerry Munger saying get out there, support your student athletes. Congratulations to Mill River. Good job by Bellows Falls. Hope you've enjoyed this softball game brought to you by Munger Vision on PEGTV.